Hello and welcome to Critical Strike 94. I'm Josh, and here with me is Kyle.
Hello.
And the Destroyer of Souls, Billy.
Hi.
That was unusually chipper for the Destroyer of Souls.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that now.
I like to make sure they don't know it's coming. Here's some cotton candy. Stab.
Wait, like little children, or are we talking about actual, like...
Oh, really, anybody.
I'm not really prepared to discuss that. All I can say is that I'm in a very personal relationship with the Sweets Genius.
So, I still don't know what the fuck that is. Like, Pete keeps saying that, and I don't know what it is. What is the Sweets Genius?
It's a Food Network show that's hosted by a guy that's like a mix of a cyborg, pedophile, and maybe like an IRS accountant.
How does that even work?
What?
Yeah.
He is the weird, and he's foreign as well. I thought Pete maybe said Israeli one day, which means he probably looked it up because no one would probably guess Israeli. But he's just very eccentric, and like if you were standing next to him, he'd be one of those guys that just like didn't break eye contact, even though you're looking around. You would turn back, and he'd still be staring at you. How was your day today?
Oh,
You know, like,
oh God, really?
That guy is
very scary.
really creepy looking.
Oh yeah, he's bald. It's like, I forget the analogy I made. Something like if a turtle raped a pedophile's mom, like that's what he looks like. It's really weird, scary. But somehow the show's interesting because you can't not just stare into his eyes.
So, you're watching that now just to see if anybody gets raped, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, because you kind of think that might happen. Like
That's what he looks like, Josh.
Alright.
It's gonna be scary.
Ah. Wow, he does kind of have that cyborg look to him. Like I feel like he is looking into my soul.
Mm-hmm. And like that stare is unbreakable. Like you would be doing things at a party, and then you would just randomly see it. He'd still be staring at you.
Like if he was a little bit thinner, he would almost look like Skeletor.
Kind of.
I'm moving my head around, and his eyes are following me in this picture.
The creepiest thing, too, is that he's very chipper and polite and kind of warm, but maybe because you think he's got things he's planning to do to you, and they're not as warm. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I'm ever going to watch that show.
It's basically Chopped, but for desserts. So as much as I hate it, I can't not watch it, because between that and Chopped, I despise the judges on Chopped. I hate them. I hate food critics, but I just have to watch it. If it's on right now. I'm missing it.
So it's like watching a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kyle likes trains.
I do like trains.
Alright, so, this is a unorthodox episode for us because we're recording on a Sunday.
Yeah,
Jesus
Josh, this
Day.
is the Lord's Day.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing anything. I'm probably gonna burn in hell now because I'm recording a podcast.
At least I never hear from you when I was like, Kyle, we got to do an episode. And I was like, Shoba Shabbos. I do not record an episode on Shabbos.
What would you normally be doing, though, Kyle, on a Sunday night? I don't think I've ever talked to you on a Sunday, besides once when we were up, Josh and I were playing 3D Dot Hero.
Yeah, and I was assembling models. Another hobby.
That's what you'd be doing today, wasn't it? Painting little men?
Probably playing Skyrim, watching the fish, or watching my mead bubble.
Hey, fish?
Yeah.
You have fish?
I got a fish and a snail.
What kind of fish?
Angelfish.
In like a bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not one of those aquarium folk, though, are you?
No.
Okay.
It's like it's a 1 gallon thing. It's got 3 real plants in there and a snail. That's it.
Oh, that's cool.
So, Kyle,
Yes.
do you have any interesting stories to tell us before we... Did anything happen to you? Like, did a car blow up next to you or anything?
What do you guys know about syphilis?
There was something I wanted to say that was interesting, but I can't remember it at the moment.
So it really wasn't that interesting, is what you're telling us.
I don't know. I have bad memory. It could have been interesting.
So nothing, no injuries, no cars.
Oh, no, he totally knocked out Nancy.
Yeah. What's up with Nancy getting a concussion?
How the fuck you give her a concussion, dude?
God damn it. Okay.
Yeah. Save your other cock or butt story for a different day. Let's hear how you hurt Nancy.
Well, let's go into a little bit of backstory here, though, first. Because, I've known Kyle for years, and I think in total now I've heard him hit Nancy 4 or 5 times.
They're all, inadvertent, by accident.
Yeah, that's what all abuse people say, Kyle, there.
And this is what this one was. So I was on the bed, and she was trying to tickle me. So she went a little... Yes. So she went a little too low towards the crotch region, and I instinctively curled up and kind of swung my knees up since I was laying down, and her head/temple area just happened to be where my knee viciously struck. So, yeah.
I instinctively curled up while my girlfriend was tickling me, and I grabbed the nunchucks and hit her in the head, is all I got out of that.
It brings me endless pleasure that your instincts are to roll into a ball. I'm going to sit on that one for a while, but I love that.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. It's wonderful.
I think I might actually... Hold on.
Don't feel too bad. I've done something similar to Frona.
I'm sure you have.
Mm-hmm. She said something, and I punched her.
She opened her mouth, and then...
It was a very similar situation where I wasn't paying attention, and she jabbed me in the side, and your just natural reflexes, you just move, and right in the side of the face.
Yeah.
Well, what about the one where Kyle smacked her in the face at PAX?
Did I smack her in the face at PAX?
Yes. While you were sleeping, you did another.
Oh, yeah. I was sleeping. Come on. I was unconscious.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was okay to hit people when you're sleeping.
Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm unconscious. I have no control of my body.
You're a very violent person, sir.
I felt bad when she told me you hit me, and I'm like, sorry.
And the best part about that is we all went out for lunch, and that was the whole butt of the whole time was we were just making fun of Kyle hitting Nancy, and she kept rubbing it in, and he kept looking more and more destroyed.
Yeah,
inside.
And then there was Nancy's work friend who was there, right? She was there?
Yep.
Yeah. So that just made me feel super awesome.
I'd be like, oh man, this steak looks rare. Wow, it kind of matches Nancy's head right now. Kyle, what did you do to her?
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, and to Nancy's work friend, it made it even worse because we were doing the Battle Block Theater demo, and I was yelling at her because she wasn't doing what I wanted her to do in order for us to win.
And then Nancy just raises her arm, and then Kyle goes into a ball and lays down and cries.
So sometimes I get the feeling that I'm not the best person to be around.
It's probably why we all get along pretty well on the podcast, because we're all fucking terrible people. You're a wife beater, I'm a verbal abuser, and Josh hates his family.
Josh hates everybody.
3 of a kind.
Yeah.
I only love my kitties.
Even though they are destined one day to murder him in his sleep.
Oh, a New Hampshire man was smothered to death by his 2 kitties today. Oh, Christ.
Found dead 3 weeks later. The cat survived by just eating off of his body.
To see your dad's interview. Oh, we just thought he was being his normal asshole self, hiding in the bedroom for 3 weeks.
The cats had eaten away some sort of macabre shelter for themselves. Really, this is quite morbid. They actually ate out windows for them to view outside of the body.
But what's really strange is during the attack, the victim must have rolled up into a ball and just cried tears as it was happening.
Oh, man. couple of characters.
All right, so since Kyle has no story, and I'm going to assume nothing interesting happened with you because all you do is yard work, right, Bill?
Yeah, normal interesting things from not working will start happening again soon. So, no, nothing for me.
All right, so Kyle?
Okay. So, I got 2 games in the mail from the Gameflies. I got The Witcher 2, Armored Core 5, and then I picked up Prototype 2 for a late night laugh last week.
Let's start with the worst one and work our way positive.
All right, so The Witcher.
Okay, so Prototype 2 is probably the stupidest piece of crap I've ever played.
Did you play the first one?
I liked the first one. I thought the first one was like a good, okay, you're screwing around murdering millions of people. That's fine. The second one, I just couldn't get behind because within the first 30 seconds, the main character of the first game is like, yeah, I'm just going to grant this random guy total, like, access to all the powers that I have for no real reason.
Yeah,
like,
he infects him.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, like, he goos all over him, and he's like, okay, have fun, and then he just walks away. And it's probably the angriest black man you ever could play in a video game.
Every other word is fuck and
really?
cock.
Yeah. And it's not like...
It's not funny like dick tits?
No. And it's not even like, okay, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. He's like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to kill you good.
He's not... Yeah, because I'm playing it as well. And, he's not making that up. The guy...
Oh, wow. I really thought that was a joke, Josh. You're playing this too?
Yeah, I'm on the second island. I'm like more than halfway through the game.
Josh got further than I did. I got 4 hours and I was like, I just can't do this to myself anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that commercial where they took the Johnny Cash 9 Inch Nails cover, and that's where I knew I would never play it after that commercial. But is that pretty much the story? Like, the first guy, whatever his name was, killed his wife, and now it's about revenge?
No, that's not it at all. Like, the guy goes crazy. Like, the black guy, the second main character goes crazy because his wife and child die from the infection that happens in the first game. So 2 years later, he gets booted out of the military. He goes crazy. The military loses too many people, so they recruit him. He gets stuck in a helicopter, and then Alex Mercer throws a car at the helicopter and knocks it down. And then the black guy is the only guy to survive. He's like, okay, I guess you'll do. Whatever. Goo.
You know what's great about this, though, Bill? Kyle knows the character's name from the first one, but he keeps referring to this guy as the black guy. Like, he played the first game 2-3 years ago, and he remembers that character's name. But this guy is the black guy.
Yeah, but for some reason I remember Alex Mercer a little bit as well, and I don't know why that would be. But
well, I mean, it doesn't. It also helps that they say Alex Mercer at least twice a sentence.
Yeah, they say Heller in this one so much too.
That's the guy's name, Heller.
Heller.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't remember that. That's pretty generic.
So then, like, his informant that he has that, like, feeds him information about people to kill is a fucking priest. With an underground lair that has, like, a computer and, like, notes on the wall and, like, yarn stringing pieces of, like, maps together. And, like, Josh, I lasted a half, like, an hour after that. I'm like, no. This is fucking dumb.
I will say, like, I'm playing it completely ignoring the story. Like, I have no clue what the fuck is going on, because every time there's a cutscene or something, I just skip it. But more is explained, like, about the priest and stuff. Apparently, like, he's a terrorist and all this other stuff.
No.
And
yeah, those Spanish priest terrorists are fucking tearing it up in the South.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, they're in New York.
Yes. The best part though is, like, you know how he's in a church, and you know, as most priests are when they're not with little boys, they're in a church, and the agency that's trying to destroy you, Blackwater. Yeah, Blackwater. They're trying to take the priest down because they find out that he's an informant, and so you have to protect the priest while they're destroying the church. So they're destroying the church, and you're destroying everything that's destroying the church, and then once you get through that mission, you go back to the church after in the cutscene, it was destroyed. It, like, fell apart and turned to rubble, basically. You go back to the church and it's standing. It's fine. in the actual game.
Yay!
It's on fire for a little while, but it's half hour later, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. Like if you play it without paying attention to anything story related, it's not that bad.
I just couldn't do it. Like right off the bat, I'm like, that's dumb. Like within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, no, that's fucking stupid. Why would that happen?
See, I'm playing it on mute.
Maybe I should do that, or maybe I should have done that.
Yeah, I'm playing it on mute. Like I very rarely have I had the audio on, which is probably for the best because one, the guy's voice is annoying, and he's got that really gruff, I'm an angry man voice. And
No. It's not even I'm an angry man. He has like the stereotypical I'm an angry black man voice.
Well, I see. I didn't want to go racist.
No, that because there's a difference. Like in tone, inflection, they are completely different.
Sure.
Is the gameplay at least somewhat solid? I mean, the first game, it was kind of fun to like grab a citizen, run up the side of the building, and as you're about to reach the top, just let them go. Are things like that still prevalent where you can have quite a bit of fun?
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, I would say it's a lot more fluid and solid. Like, the controls seem a lot better. Like in the first one, first off, it looked like trash. That game looked horrible.
Yeah, it didn't look good at all.
And it came out like a month before Infamous, which, is bad because Infamous 1 looked pretty good for the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it looks a hell of a lot better. Like, there's so much detail. Like, when it's raining, you're seeing puddles on the ground, and they're reacting to the water hitting it. And, like, it looks a lot better graphically. It controls a lot better, and the powers are pretty much the same from what I remember in the first.
The powers are pretty much identical. There's, like, a slight flavor differences. I think you do get one new, well, when I played it, you get a new power. So instead of like the super heavy fists, you get super heavy fists that spawn tentacles.
Well, the tentacles were in the first one too. Like what it is, it's an attack where you can launch a tentacle out and then like it'll grab somebody and then they go out even further and then grab cars and stuff and then pull them all into the one middle area.
Yeah.
So like I can like use the tentacle on a person and then drag a bunch of cars into him to kill him.
And then the other main difference that I thought was absolutely fucking retarded is the virus vision.
Yeah.
I have viral sonar. No, it's not even that. It's like you ping your target. It's like, I wonder where this jackass is. You send out like a sonar blip, and the whole screen turns red, and then it like blips where the guy is, and you just go over there.
Yeah, that was retarded. And the way the missions work too is like it's very redundant in the fact that there's basically 3 different missions throughout everything I've done so far in the game. You have one where you have to go and protect this guy and save him while killing everything. There's one where you have to take over a soldier, go into a building, destroy some tanks or a mutant or something in that building, then leave. Then there's one where you have to chase down these certain things. And you just do that over and over and over. That's basically the exact mission structure throughout the game. It's just those 3 things.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much the same with the first one.
Are those random monsters that didn't seem to fit into the game at all, are they still there?
Yes.
Ugh, that's
like,
I'm out.
Like what?
Well, in the first game, like you get to these missions where you'd be in this big kind of factory room and all of these creatures of some kind would just start swarming it, and it didn't make sense. Yeah, and it just was terrible.
It makes more sense in this one, though, because there was a bigger infection outbreak. So, I mean, they make sense in terms of the game because, it's an infection that's going around, and there's a lot of genetics bullshit happening.
Yeah, and the PMC group is doing sinister things.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense that they're there.
Okay.
It makes sense further on because they explain why he did that to you, basically.
Right.
Well, he's like, I have chosen you. I'm like, no, you didn't choose him. He's just the only asshole who survived the helicopter crash.
Yeah, what happens though is he's building an army. So he's infecting certain people. Like you even have to fight other ones that he infected within that agency.
He's not doing a very good job building an army then, is he?
Yeah.
If they're all fighting amongst themselves.
Well, no, the other ones aren't. This guy's just trying to take everything down.
Oh, I see.
He turns on Mercer.
Do you get a cool jacket like he did in the first game?
Yep.
Yeah, that's immediate. Like, he gets his powers, he immediately puts himself in a leather jacket and a hoodie.
Yeah.
Like, of all the things you could have done, you chose the exact same thing the other guy is wearing.
What's great, too, though, is, like, he was practically naked when he got infected. And then, like, the guy's like, Mercer's like, put some clothes on, will you? And then all of a sudden, he just forms clothes. And it's like, well, that infection doesn't form clothes. It gives you, like, tentacles.
Well, it lets you, change your physical
you can
makeup.
Shift, but, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if I was in that position, that's where I'd make the decision that a cape is suddenly okay to wear. I mean, wouldn't you do it? Wouldn't you go, oh no, I think the cape, now is the time for a cape. I would do it.
Then you'd be totally ripping off Spawn.
Yeah.
So, and the 13-year-old in you would be like, oh man, this is so awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And then the 20-something-year-old Kyle would be like, this is totally awesome.
This is stupid bullshit.
I'm going to go look at my aquarium now.
I think I will go look at my aquarium.
What would you wear then, Kyle? If you're not going to go superhero route and a leather jacket and a hoodie's not right, you going to rock a suit?
Actually, I think that would be pretty awesome. A 3-piece suit. Just, like, moseying on up to people and like, excuse me, sir. Tentacles burst out of your, like, my chest and consume the person. I'm like, oh, have a good day.
Kneel before my suspenders.
Kneel before Zod.
What can I say? I feel more comfortable in a suit than not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's terrible, but it's not terrible. Like, the story and everything is complete bullshit and dumb.
The takeaway, it's better than the first.
Yes.
It is better than the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I can actually see myself finishing it.
Gameplay-wise, yeah, it's superior gameplay-wise. Nah, I don't even fucking care about the story.
It did make me want more Infamous, though, I will say that. Because, like, it's the same type of game, but I enjoy the story in Infamous. But I do not enjoy the story in this.
Maybe when it's $9 in a few months, I'll snag it on a GameFly sale or something.
Yeah, use it when you have, like, the $10 in coupons.
Yeah.
I just love how, like, Infamous had Zeke as his sidekick, and Zeke was pretty awesome. This guy, you have a fucking Spanish priest.
Have either of you seen that Bruce Willis movie, Surrogate?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it as terrible as that kind of non-electronic priest in that movie? Like, out of place, terrible casting, this doesn't make any sense type of thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, and that's all I have to say about that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just cool being able to go and destroy a bunch of things. But if you do play it, play it on mute.
Word. I could do that.
Yeah, you can have fun with that, making your own words to it like Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. But the two other games, well, Armored Core 5 I played it for maybe 30 minutes. And it's meh. It's not the game I was hoping for.
That sucks, mate.
I'm like, oh, because it's really, really funny if you do like if you look into the multiplayer stuff in the persistent world. It's everybody who played Chrome Hounds. Like, they have groups named after the old army groups in Chrome Hounds. So like, okay, maybe it's not so bad. Oh no, it's kind of lame, kind of dumb. The giant robots don't feel like giant robots. You're just kind of gliding around. Gameplay is okay. It's not what I was hoping for. It's not what I was looking for.
I really wish I had some tentacles right now so I can kill that bird.
Why don't you just get a gun? You're in New Hampshire. Don't you have like 8 of those?
No, I don't have any.
He was getting close, though.
I am getting close.
What are your cats doing? Fucking throw them out in the tree.
I don't know, Kyle. I'm here recording a podcast with a bunch of assholes.
Oh, well, maybe you should teach your cat to hunt and kill birds.
I'm thinking about it. Anyways, Armored Core 5, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's meh.
That sucks, because you were pretty excited to play it. It was on my list, and it's off my list now.
Yeah, it's not even worth it.
That sucks.
Well, there's always
That
Steel
sucks.
Battalion, right, Kyle?
Nope.
Did
No, there's
you
not.
see that link to that MMO that I sent you? That mech MMO?
Mech Warrior?
No, I think it was like Harkin.
No.
I posted a link on Twitter about it that I signed up for the beta.
Oh, that game. Yeah, that game, they've been in development with that for at least a couple of years now, right?
Yeah.
What
That
game
was
is this?
really cool.
Yeah. I'll send you a link to it, Kyle, after
Okay.
the show.
All right.
Yeah, that's got your name all over it, Kyle. The
Awesome.
art in that game looks really cool. Because the city's very intricate and detailed, and I just want to go run around and shoot stuff. Yeah,
I just want to go in and knock it all down. Just want to destroy something beautiful.
Well, other mech games, it seems like, the environments you play in are always second thought. It's what they do last. And this seems like they started with the environment and then moved into the other stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Well, yeah. I'd prefer if they worked on the robots first, since that's what you're using.
Well, I don't know. The robots, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. The last game is The Witcher 2.
The Witcher.
The Witcher. And that game is super hard.
You're not playing on easy?
No, I'm playing it on normal. Why the fuck would I play it on easy?
Because in that game, easy is normal.
No, fuck that.
And that's not an exaggeration. Like, it's easy is still difficult for a while.
Yeah.
I've never played a game on easy, and I refuse to play this game on easy.
Then you're going to have to get good at crafting spells and oils and all your potions and stuff, because that's key then.
Okay, so what you're saying is I have to focus on the minutia in.
It's less of minutia. It's more about when you get to a situation that's going to be difficult, you need to prepare the Witcher with some potions and set some traps and lead the AI into the area so that you can deal with other ones while they're held up, that kind of thing. It's kind of strategic if you don't play as an adventure game. Like, as soon as you move from easy, it's less of just like a third-person adventure and much more of a strategy game. Like, you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. And like, when I say set up traps, I mean, like, set up the mines with the tripwires, and then as they're leading in, set down, like, your magic traps, and it's tough. Like, I knocked it down to easy because it becomes pretty difficult.
The Witcher.
But what do you think of the world, at least, before you dig into the gameplay that you're not the craziest stuff? Do you like the quote-unquote adult story of it? Do you enjoy that it's not just, your average RPG story? It seems kind of interesting.
Yeah. The story has me, definitely. I was not expecting the full-on nudity within the first 20 minutes of playing.
Triss. So sexy.
So I was taken aback by that. But no, the story's got me. I'll work through the difficulty of the game, but I definitely want to keep playing it.
Yeah. If you can deal with it for a while, it does get easier as you level up and throw some stuff at your combat and those things. You'll inevitably, basically where the game starts to just become easy all the time, just at a different point. And it does get easier if you can stick it out. But there's some stuff coming that will be tough. Very tough.
Okay.
But yeah, just try and think strategically, like, hey, I keep dying in this battle. At the game save before it, I'm going to go find a couple areas of power. Like, have you found those, like, in the surrounding areas? You need to go and hit a couple of those, take some potions, throw some oil on the blade, and then try it.
Okay, yeah. I don't think that'll be too difficult then.
No, it's not so bad once you get the kind of feel for how they want you to play the thing. I mean, even Josh played for quite a while, which is saying something for a game like this.
Like 15 hours or so.
Yeah, which... That's quite a bit. I didn't think you'd make that.
Well, the reason why, let me tell you why I like The Witcher, okay? Because it's your typical, well, it's not your typical. It's a typical Western RPG, right? But I like it
sort of, because it is European. It's not United States.
Well, hold on. Okay. Let me finish, Bill.
Let me lay down my feelings.
Yeah. It's I like it because, like, say Skyrim or Fallout or those types of games, for instance, you always start out as like this lone guy who happened to be like shot and left for dead, and all of a sudden somebody finds you and brings you back, and then you go out on revenge, and all of those are basically the same exact way. Kind of like everybody says, JRPGs, you're always like a teenage boy that looks like a girl with a bunch of zippers. Mm-hmm. But that, like, Western RPGs have done the same exact thing. You're always this lone guy who starts out, and then you're, on the mission of revenge. The Witcher, it just felt completely different when I started it. It didn't have that, oh, somebody found me for dead, and now they're reviving me, and I'm going to go out and kill this guy.
Yes. Even though the first game started exactly like that.
Yeah, right, but the first game started out like that.
I didn't play the first game, though. I played The Witcher 2.
Which is the second game started out of you being hunted, and then I imagine I haven't gotten too much in the story, but you're going to be going after the guy who probably killed the king.
But there's already people with you when you start out in that.
Yeah, you do have kind of a posse and something to fall back on. How far are you, Kyle?
I'm being interrogated. I think I'm on the final part of the interrogation.
Oh, so you're still in
That's
the
still a
tutorial.
tutorial.
Yeah. When you get to the first village and they basically go, okay, have fun, because we're done telling you in any way what to do, that's when I really started to enjoy it. You're not even
Yeah, the
to
game
that part
really
of it.
opens up.
Yeah, they just basically you hit that village and the developer just takes a step away and you have to find the quest, find things to do, how much you want to do, and then those decisions there affect the next 3 hours. Like there's a good chance the decision you make will mean you play an entirely different second act than I did.
Yeah, and also, like, once you hit that village, it's also where you kind of step back and go, holy shit, this is an amazing looking game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
All right.
But don't quite give up on it. And once you hit the village, there are more breaks where you have the opportunity to kind of gain some XP and there's not as much combat unless you really want it to be. But that's where a lot of the decision making happens. That's where the story starts to unfold a lot more.
That's where I got a tattoo.
I fucking love that part. But chances are he may never even see that, which is cool in itself, you know? I don't want to spoil it if you don't remember it. So
I appreciate you not doing that.
Cool.
And that's it for me.
Billy! What you got?
Well, I have a question for Kyle.
Okay.
And what is that?
What the fuck is Munchkin?
And why is it on my list?
Oh, I didn't put it on there.
I did.
But it's a card game / board game where it's pretty much you're trying to screw over the other person or the other players and win the game.
This is your PAX game that I've heard so much about?
What?
Is this the game you wanted to play at PAX or something?
Oh, yeah, and I was drunk, and then I got frustrated and threw the
You rage
hissy
quit.
fit.
Because Mike Phillips is making fun of you.
Yes, he was.
It happens. All right,
We can talk about Thunderstone. I hear everybody loves that game.
another card game.
Yes.
See, now we have to give Poltergeist a little note because he's going to name one of his brews after the show since we mentioned him. But is he one of your real life people that you know that would actually play these board / card games with?
Yes.
Interesting. Now, do you play other board games or is it just card games?
I try to play a little bit of everything. Mostly I play board games.
Yeah,
That are super intricate that take hours to finish.
Yeah, I don't have friends that would do that with me, but there's been a few that I've heard from time to time that seem interesting, but I don't think I have anyone that would actually sit around and play that with me.
Yeah.
Well,
Twilight
let me correct that. People that are competent enough to learn quickly that I wouldn't just want to throw the thing on the floor and quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to find...
Right on. Oh,
Mansions of Madness is pretty fun. You should give that a shot.
It's doubtful.
All right, whatever.
So I played the Diablo III beta, which right off the bat, Sacred's got a little bit of a leg up.
And why is that?
It's because it's Sacred 2, and it was really fucking good. And
that goes into Pete's question on Twitter then.
Yeah, it does a little bit, which is a little bit of a joke, which is kind of what I'm doing here, is joking around a touch. But as far as the Diablo beta, I never really played the other two at all.
Well, I was going to say, why don't you read off Pete's question?
Any chance you enjoy Diablo 3 more than Sacred 2? IMO, it seems to lack the scope, though the gameplay will be more polished. I don't know yet, just judging off the beta. I mean, I only played for just over an hour and just like, yeah, this seems enough to where I'll probably give it a shot, so I don't want to play anymore. But going off of Sacred 2, I mean, you just start and there's just this huge, overwhelming map that you just, wow, I've been walking around for about half an hour and I've barely put a dent in this thing. And there's this huge world I get to go out and explore. And, oh, my friends can come in and, oh, there's cool mounts. And, you know, it didn't have that. But again, it was just the beta.
Well, Diablo's always been very contained. You're broken up into chapters.
Okay. Yeah, again, not played at all. That was my brother's game. He played those, not me. So the loot games were not fancy of mine until days of late. So I look forward to digging into it. When I played at the beta, it seemed really fun. Like I was initially, wow, why am I being forced to play with people online? I just want to go and get a feel for this myself. But after I just kind of gave in and stopped being a dick about it, it was pretty fun. Just roaming
you don't
around.
have to play online. Like you can set it to an offline
Private.
game. Yeah.
Well, I actually enjoyed playing with strangers a little bit. You know, you just kind of, without the speech or anything like that, you just kind of pair up with the person and then go have a little bit of fun.
Or a lot of times people will just go off on their own and do things that way. Like I'll enter your game because you're at a different level than me, so I'll get more experience.
Mm-hmm. Which was definitely happening. You know, people kept jumping in and out, but I kind of found this guy that we were both pretty equally matched, and we just ran around having fun.
What'd you play as?
Just the default generic warrior, just because that's kind of how I gauge most games. If I can have fun with this, then chances are I'll have fun with the stuff that's a little bit more intricate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just played as the warrior guy, even though some of the other ones looked a bit more interesting with the magic and things. But if I can have fun doing the same stupid sword swing and power sword swing for a hour or so, the game's probably going to be pretty solid, which is what I got as a feeling from it.
I thought that it was like a huge change from what Diablo 1 and 2 were, especially where it's the fixed character development. Like every level, everyone gets the same abilities for that class. Okay. And then it's just up to them how they equip it. I thought that was kind of limiting and weird.
Well, in a way, I guess it was to make it more casual friendly. Like you don't handle changing your stats anymore.
I thought that was weird.
That's all randomly done for you. And but what you do is like you change your character based off of, like Kyle said, you equip certain skills. So like I can be a warrior but still be different than Bill, even though we have kind of the same stats, but now we have different skills.
Yeah. And I'm guessing at, the actual game, there'll be more depth to that, but I'll side with him that it did seem a bit shallow, like as to what you could pick from.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hopefully that's not the case. But for all we know, as you develop that one skill, it starts branching in a whole different set of paths and things like that. I don't know.
Well, that's what happens. Like, you get, like, I was the monk, so I get I could punch something really hard, and then it's like, okay, now you could equip this thing, and you could punch through things really hard, so you could hit more people. Or you can have a ranged fist with that punch if you equip this thing, so you could be a ranged monk. Throwing your fists, throwing your chi.
I mean, I guess if there was a couple things that I would say. First, I don't like the Resident Evil, which is probably Diablo style of inventory, where I have to fit things into a grid. I like just having a list of things. I don't like fucking with that. I think it's stupid. And, that's just this game, and I'm over it. But hopefully, like in Torchlight, I loved that I could just equip my animal with things, and it would go and sell them for me. Because it seems kind of old to have to travel back to a town and sell them.
At least traveling back is like, you just click a portal and you're back, and then you go back through the portal and you're back where you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you don't, okay, it's, I don't have any scrolls of town portals, so I'm kind of screwed. It's just, okay, I'm back at the town, whatevs.
Yeah. So it's kind of a happy medium. I can get over it,
And they gave you a shitload of bank space.
I didn't even look at that, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently the bank is shared, like your gold and stuff is shared between your characters on your account.
So answer me this, as a noob to that universe, speaking to two Blizzard fanboys, I think it's fair to say.
Oh.
So I've seen some things online that I didn't dig into because I don't know or care at the time being about some sort of auction house, which makes me think, A, the amount of loot they've created for this game is pretty large. But have either of you looked into what that means? So there's just so much stuff in this game that it makes more sense to try and sell that online, or is it purely just for like the very, very hardcore that will play this for 200 hours to find that one item in order to sell it just for money to make themselves feel better?
Well, mainly with what it is, the auction house, mainly what it is, it's a way to fix a problem that was in Diablo 2. And the fact that people were scamming a lot of people for money, basically.
Like real money.
Yeah, real money. Because there is a lot of items in this game. I mean, a shitload. And so people were getting scammed a lot. And then this is just a way to control that. So
Scammed how?
like selling money or selling items for real money, basically. And then like for extreme amounts of prices, or not even like paying the like somebody will pay the money, but then they don't get the item. So the auction house is a way to fix that.
I see.
And Blizzard gets a nice little cut of that money, which I thought was funny.
Well, yeah, why not? Monetize it if you can, right?
Yeah, better than fucking freemium or DLC packs, all that crazy shit.
I mean, while it's, I don't like the fact that it's there and that they monetized it, it is a way to fix a major problem that happened in Diablo 2.
Now, I joke with you, Josh, or about you, or with you, however you want to look at it, about you.
Towards your general direction.
Like, what is your honest to God opinion? Do you think there's a chance you're going to like this, or is the feeling you got at this point like, this is probably not going to happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I've always been hot and cold with Diablo. I loved Diablo 1. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. Diablo 2, I never really got too into. I didn't really like it that much. But I think I was taking one of my typical stubborn, hard-headed approaches with it that I always do, because, if my friends are loving it and they're trying to make me play it, then I'm going to hate it because I don't want to be forced into something.
Sure. We're all guilty of the same thing.
So, I mean, we'll see. I'm going into this, totally excited for it. I already have it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, all in all, I'm new to the universe, and it seems interesting enough to get my money, so I'll probably pre-order it just so I can download it early and dig into it in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and Diablo's always been
next week?
Yeah.
Is it next week?
Yeah. The 15th, so the week and a half.
Yeah, whatever. 2 weekends to go, we'll say.
Mm-hmm. But Diablo's always been my weakest link in terms of Blizzard games, so it's not one that I have a major love for.
Yeah, but this one, with a few of us picking it up and some online play and things making that easier than it was in the past, there's a chance that you'll enjoy it more, right?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. And if not, like, I'll always begrudgingly play something.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys suck at me into Left 4 Dead how many times? So.
Yeah, that's true. You do not like that game or them. So, yeah, you'll probably play this a bit.
That's pretty funny.
Wow. Shoe fits.
Mm.
I finally started Batman, which I had bought in December for like $20 I got the code on eBay, and I just have never gotten to it, which is what I said at the time. I'm just going to wait until I can give the game the attention that it needs, and I'm enjoying it. I haven't really read any reviews or went back and, listened to what people said about it, but I remember people not being that hot about it.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good time. I think it's cool. I don't get why people think it's not that great at all.
I started it the day that you started it. Just,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like, Bill's playing this, I'm going to play it too. And I got my copy in November from Simon D.I. actually. He gave me a code for Steam.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know. I found it very boring. It's, I only did up to like the Mr. Freeze stuff.
Okay.
But like you, I didn't go back and pay attention to what other people were saying about it. Like, for one, it's a fucking gorgeous game.
It's beautiful. I've taken so many fucking screenshots.
Yeah, like the detail is just outstanding.
Yeah.
And the only thing I don't think I really like is the open world concept for it. I think I am getting really distracted at times. It's like, oh man, I'm the goddamn Batman. I'm just gonna go and do this or do that. And
see, I haven't done that at all. Like, I just go point to point wherever the story is taking me. I'm not distracted by anything. I do remember hearing that. I just directly to where I need to go next, like I'm playing just one long level.
The thing,
I haven't even explored the city. As far as I'm concerned, it's just some small map.
the thing that I first chuckled about is I remember on the show when Kyle was playing it, he mentioned the fucking batsuit gets delivered by a missile.
Yeah.
And when it happened, I just started laughing. I was like, "Oh no, shit! He wasn't making that
No,
up."
there's a literal missile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also remember like when Mike and James were playing it, and they told me, if you ever play this, do not answer the telephones.
Yeah.
And so I heard the phone ring, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere near that thing.
Yeah, they're all mostly criminals. They fucking deserve what they get. If you're getting beat up in a prison street, tough shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to answer your calls for help, so I ignore all of that stuff. But I don't know. To me, it's just like a comic story / sort of comic book hero movie story that I'm semi-entertained with. I don't know. I'm having a good time with it. I like the combat. I like the look of it. I like all of the interactions. I think it's bullshit if you didn't get to play Catwoman because you didn't buy the game brand new. That seems like kind of a fun addition the couple times it's happened thus far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I've played as Batwoman or Catwoman.
Batwoman?
Well, yeah, because you bought the actual or have the actual Steam code. If you just were to like pick this game up without the online code, all of that stuff's not in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, which was part of what people are pissy about, and I can completely relate. But I mean, I remember playing Arkham City, and this game just seems to have a much better flow to it.
Yeah.
It seems more believable in the realm of fake comic book stories than the other one did. The other one just was weird. Like here,
Joker's taking over the prison and
yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Here they blocked off a section of the city, turned it where they put all the bad people. Okay. That makes more sense to this elaborate island and all of these green spaces and a bat cave there and yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been playing a lot of games lately because I've been pretty busy, and this one I played for an hour and I was like, wow, this is fucking great. I'm going to play this to the end probably.
Yeah, I definitely intend on going back to it. I got sucked in by a few of the games that I was playing, but it definitely seems a lot better than the first one.
Kyle, forgive me, but how far did you make it in this game? I don't remember.
Like 10 hours, I think. Well, that doesn't say much. I don't remember, honestly. I lost interest in it, and then I haven't gotten back to it.
Yeah, but 10 hours, I mean, to be fair, if I play anything for 10 hours, that's better than most games I play. So
right.
That's saying something. Would I have named it my game of the year last year? Probably not, but, I'm having a good time with it, especially for the $20 I paid for it, which probably helps considerably. If I had spent $60, maybe my opinion would be slightly different. I don't know. I do want to pay for the skins, though. I want the Dark Knight Returns Fat Batman. I just haven't done it, but I really, I don't want to pay the money, but yeah, I want to play as the Fat Batman. He's just better.
The only real complaint I have with the game is that the combat just feels stale. Like, just keep mashing the button, counter, mashing the button, counter. It's like a retarded version of God of War. And like how he jumps back and forth and flies. It's I don't know.
It's silly, but again, I'm playing this on easy, and this speaks to The Witcher, Kyle, where the Batman and The Witcher, I put in the same. If there was an elusive club amongst fictional heroes, they would be in this club of they are crazy badass. And there is no reason that common street thugs at any point in any situation would ever cause them a moment's pain or trouble. So I don't want to play a game like these on medium or hard because those cunts shouldn't be. Like, I should just destroy them at all times with no thought. And that's how it's fun to me is I play those games on easy because they're badasses and shouldn't get fucked with at all.
Batman's not a badass. He's just a normal dude.
Batman is a badass.
No.
He was trained by the most intensive martial arts league in human history. He's
not
a
even a
badass.
superhero. He's just a typical dude with a fucking belt that gives him...
Yeah, well, we're not
tools.
comparing him to superheroes, because that would be amusing at best. But in terms of normal people on the street or criminals, he would bash all of them into pieces, which is how I play, and it makes it more fun. Because I love that little move where you can kind of distract them with your bat cape, and then you do that super fast, like 9, 10, 12 hit combo thing that's real quick.
Yeah.
That is endlessly satisfying. That never gets old. It's just, that's how he should be dealing with all of these people. And he does, and it's fun.
I mean, all the shit that I love from the first one is still there. So like I can grapple hook up to hide things and like tie guys up and sneak down or kick them from a distance. It's all that crazy shit is there, and it feels cool.
Yeah, I don't play with the detective mode hardly at all. In the first game, it was the complete opposite, where it was always on. And I don't use it barely. I guess just when I get a little bit of stuck, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The Joker stuff was cool.
The Joker stuff, I take screenshots throughout it all. I just got through. I don't want to say. Never mind.
Dude, I don't care.
I've gotten through like the first bit of, we'll say, semi-supernatural stuff, and it just kind of fit into the story. It didn't seem out of place, and it was fun. I don't know. It was less terrible than the Scarecrow stuff.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the Scarecrow stuff, but it seemed kind of really. But yeah, I don't know.
All right.
The only other thing, I'm reading the Walking Dead comics, and this weekend I went back and watched the first 6 episodes of the show, and I still stand by the show isn't very good. The comics are fun, and the characters are better. And
how far are you in the comic?
I just finished the 25th, which is they just put on all of. Fuck, I don't want to say where they're at. They just found all of their combat armor, we'll say.
Okay.
Because I don't want to say certain things because it's not happened in the show and people will get uppity. But yeah, the comics are much, much better than the show. Much better.
Yeah, the comics are going to go downhill real quick, though.
Yeah, I've heard that. So we'll see. I'll give it a shot, but David's kind of saying the same thing. He had one moment where I thought I was turning around, and then he's just said it's back to being weird. And I don't know. Have you read them all, Kyle?
No, I stopped after a certain part.
Okay. That doesn't give me the highest hopes, because you seem like you would have the same opinions as I will probably follow. So I'll update that next time.
Yeah.
Because it could be better at points than it is, but it's still somewhat interesting. I don't know why, but I have stuck with it a little bit, but it could go downhill very quickly, and it sounds like it does. Oh well.
Sweet.
Josh?
Alright, well, I've been playing a little indie title known as A.R.E.S Extinction Agenda.
And that's actually an indie title, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joke's on you people for thinking that was a joke.
Right. Got you. It's basically like take your Super Nintendo, fuse Super Metroid, Mega Man X, and Contra together, and this is what you have. Like, I sent a copy to you, Bill. I don't know if you've started yet, but
I haven't.
It's just your typical run right and shoot things, and it's totally old school and awesome. The music is totally, again, old school and awesome, but you have different guns, different suits. There's a bunch of enemies. You can dash in this, and then the energy in the game that you use to dash, you can also dash through some of the enemies' attacks with, because the energy matches that of your dash. So that creates like another way of getting around and attacking bosses. The bosses are huge and creative. It's just, yeah, it's complete. It screams old school. And the fact that it was only $10 and I've had it on my Steam list for like a year and a half and I haven't played it makes me completely ashamed.
Yeah, it looks really pretty. Even though it screams old school, it has the new school flavors.
Yeah, well, like the way they did the coloring and everything, like it is a 2D side scroller, but it has like a newer art style and coloring. system that they did, and it's pretty badass. I beat it when we were doing a Skype call after, I think, our last podcast, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it was probably one of my favorite games that I've played this year. And I've been trying to get everybody to play it since. I was like, look, everybody has to play this. Like, it's been on Steam for a couple of years now, and I looked at who owns it on my Steam list, and like it was just basically like me and David.
Yeah, because he buys everything.
Right, and as do I, and that's why I had it. And so I was like, everybody needs to play this. So I got Mike a copy, I got Cam a copy, I have a code that I'm going to give Kyle for it. So yeah, everybody needs to play it. Because I bought, there was a indie bundle that Mike pasted a link to on Twitter mid week, and so I bought that. And this was included in it, and since I already have it, I have an extra Steam code for it. So,
yeah, I'm going to start it. My real world shit slows down here shortly, and then I can go back to playing much more games, and I'll give her a good shot. It's
pretty short. I think I beat it in like 3-4 hours, maybe.
So it'll take me 6,
probably 8. And I mean, it's just completely old school and awesome. Like there's different guns. Some are slow, some are fast, some are weaker. The bosses, some of the weapons react different to certain bosses, and yeah, this is a complete Josh game. That's all I can say. I had a heart on the whole time I played it.
Yeah, you were pretty excited about that night.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm gonna play it again. So yeah, everybody should go play that. It's $10 on Steam. Buy it or I'll fucking kill you.
Ooh.
I also played Kyle's favorite game this year, of The Darkness 2.
What'd you think?
Yeah.
You hated
it. And you got this because it was cheap, right?
Right. Because on NeoGAF, they have a thread that Mike pasted me that they post every Sunday Amazon updates with their weekly deals that they do. And The Darkness 2 is $12 on there 1 week. And so I picked it up knowing that Kyle loved it so much. I mean, he fucking raved about it on the show, if you remember.
I did.
And yeah, it's not that good.
What? What didn't you like?
The story is fucking retarded.
It's a comic book, Josh. It's supposed to be retarded.
The story is fucking retarded. The characters are annoying as shit because of like the fake New Yorker accent. Like when they started talking, I just phased out and lost interest completely.
Hey, Shecky, you wanna that kind of stuff.
It's even worse than your terrible accent, Bill. Like you actually made them look good. I mean, as a game, it's cool. Like I remember Bill asked you, like, controlling the darkness of the tentacles, is that difficult? And no, that's actually really fluid.
It's really fluid. It's supernatural. It's really natural, like the way. Well, you played it with a mouse and keyboard, right?
No, I played it with a controller.
Oh, okay. So it's like you have your guns and then you have your tentacles.
Yep.
Like your triggers and then your shoulder buttons.
Yeah, and that worked perfectly. Like as a game, it's not bad. It's just everything that surrounds it is terrible. Like there's some really cool moments in it, and there's this one section where you have to fight a boss, and he's up in a like a tractor trailer or an excavator or something like that.
He's in like he's in a big crane.
Yeah, he's in a crane. He's hitting you with a demolition ball, basically. And so I'm the fucking darkness. I'm a badass. I'm basically like the Batman of this world. I should be able to just go up there and destroy him. Instead, no, I have to grab propane tanks and throw it at him to destroy the crane. So it's shit like that where I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, this is kind of stupid, and I lost interest a little bit there, and then it goes into more story stuff, and I really lost interest there. And like the way they did it is like you'll be walking along and then it just fades out to your past and you're with your girlfriend and everything's nice, and then your girlfriend disappears and then you go into a fit of rage and you kill more people.
It's not even your past, you're hallucinating.
Yeah, you're hallucinating. The darkness is fucking with you, basically. But there are some really cool points too. So like you get captured at one point and they're nailing you to a cross and you're watching them nail you to a cross.
The villain was really good, though. He's like, look.
The villain was awesome.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not trying to be a dick. Just give us this thing and we'll leave you alone. Like, if you don't, we're going to have to mess you up really bad.
Yeah, and he kills your grandmother? Or your mother?
Your aunt.
Yeah, so he kills your aunt. Like, he basically, you're out there looking for him, so he goes into your
Mansion
and kills everybody in there.
Do they develop the character enough to try and explain why he won't just give up something that has seemed like nothing but a nuisance since it showed up?
Not really. Like,
because I couldn't get into the first game, but it kind of seemed like, hey, I just want to watch a movie with my girlfriend. How about you go away?
Yeah, the way they developed him was they, like, in between sections of the game, they had, like, a section where he's sitting there in a chair talking, and that's how they developed him. So, like, he's just telling you about what's going on or what happened, and it's just like, yeah, this is boring, skip.
That doesn't sound like that bad of a device to explain things, though.
Yeah, but you go from action to a guy sitting there smoking, and then I'm just like, yeah, I just want to go back and play. So the story basically got completely lost on me because it was boring.
What, did you not like the parts where he was in the asylum either?
The asylum stuff was cool, but it just felt, I don't know, like it didn't belong. But that also goes along with, it makes sense because that's the darkness fucking with you.
Or it, like, that was the thing, like, it's like, okay, he's either actually crazy or he actually does have a demon that's fucking with him.
Right. And like, I'm not going to say much more in terms of that because there's people that, you know, are going to be playing it. Like, I know Mike bought it and hasn't started it yet, but the ending, fuck that game, dude. Like, when you...
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah, I beat it.
Did you take the red pill or did you take the blue pill?
I don't even remember, Kyle. I ended up...
Does anyone really... Well, just... yeah, they do. Okay, so... Yeah.
Yeah, so it's tough to say right now because there's people that are going to be playing it. But basically, I ended up in what looked like a giant anus attacking things.
Yeah, all right. You did the other ending.
Okay, so I didn't do the ending. You did?
No. You did do the ending. I did.
Okay.
Sounds like you guys have some deep issues to work out if you're ending up in giant assholes.
It's interesting, Bill. I will say. I mean, as a game, it's cool. Like what it does well, but there isn't enough variation to make me really fall in love with it because it's just the same thing over and over and over.
What?
Like what?
What did you put your perks in? Like, what did you invest in your character skills? Like,
dude, I don't even remember right now.
Like,
it has some cool ability. Like the swarm ability is fucking awesome.
I didn't do the swarm until my second playthrough. And that was a throwaway.
I loved it.
After you.
No, go ahead.
I did, I think the guns on my first one.
Yeah.
And then, I forgot the other one.
Well, regardless, some of the abilities was cool. Like your character, like what he could do is cool. Your character as a story-based character is fucking retarded. And there's just not enough variation. It's just, I'm going to go here, fuck these guys up, try to get answers. Now I'm going back to my mansion. Okay, I talked to my guys there. Now I'm going to go back out here, fuck these guys up, and then now I'm going back to my mansion. That's all it was.
But it was really fun.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad in terms of, like, fun. It was just boring at times, too.
Josh, when you have all of the abilities, that game is super fun.
Yeah, well...
And honestly, it only takes you, like, another 2 hours in the second playthrough to get all the stuff.
Yeah, I already uninstalled it.
Oh.
I mean, $12. It was great for $12. I would have never spent $60 on it, though.
Did you do any of the side quests or the side story stuff where you get to play as the black version of my family?
No.
The JP Dumont?
No.
Yeah, he's a voodoo priest.
Do they have really terrible accents too?
Yes. They're all terrible characters.
They also beat their girlfriends.
Like, it got to the point with this, Bill, where I kind of pulled a prototype 2 on this and just played it on mute because it's that bad.
I could never get into the first one, and I just don't ever see myself playing this one. It's cool, but I just don't see it happening.
Look, just freaking Redbox it. You'll beat it that night, and it'll only cost you $2.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's lucky if it's a 5-hour game.
I beat it on my second playthrough in 4 hours.
Well, judging by the fact that it went for 12, I'm guessing by Steam Summer, and if not Steam Winter, I'll get it for like $4 or $5.
Guaranteed.
So I'll just do that. That way I can play it on the pewter.
Yeah, that's all.
With
You'll definitely get it for like $4 or $5 eventually.
yeah, which unlike
That's all it's worth.
FYI folk, I like PC games and I play them when I buy them, and I like that they're better. So
So, yeah.
I've been loving that with Pete, though. He buys PC games and doesn't play them, and then buys them on the console and plays them more, which I can maybe a little bit see Warhammer. Maybe you want the trophies, but if you have the opportunity to play Skyrim on the PC and you don't, you're doing it wrong, and you're doing it wrong really, really badly. Because the mod scene in the workshop, you're only cheating yourself out of a lot of fucking fun and cool stuff. You're doing it wrong, period.
I wish I had a PC that could freaking run that.
I added all of these sound files and all of the foliage, so now everything is more full. All the dungeons are actually creepy now. There's more wildlife and sounds happening, and thunderstorms and the water. It's
Spider-Man.
And the Spider-Mans. It's just, you're doing it wrong if you try and tell me you have more fun on the console, because especially if you're playing on the less or the least proficient and best working version of the game, the PS3 is the bottom of that list.
I don't know. Since they released the patch for the Kinect, I started playing Skyrim again like this week. It got really buggy.
Oh,
what?
You're not playing it with the word commands?
No, God no. I don't even have my Kinect. Nancy has it.
Oh, that's right.
But just the patch, like, I'm noticing way more bugs than there were when I stopped playing, like the last time.
No, then so both consoles are terrible.
It's a Bethesda game, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle, I have a question.
What?
Can I get a quick dragon word from you?
Foos.
Can I get a full one?
Foos Roda.
Thank you.
I love it.
But no, like, I would have never played The Darkness 2 if it weren't for Kyle, so thanks for bringing that up, dude. Because, like, your excitement made me want to play it.
You had some enjoyment. You finished it.
Yeah, I did have some. Like I said, as a game, it's fun. It just doesn't do enough to kind of make me fall in love with it. But, like, they're on the right approach with, like, the controls and stuff, because I thought it was going to be a clusterfuck, and it actually really worked out well.
No, it was like one of the... It had the tightest controls of a game that I've played in recent memory.
Yeah. Especially for that much going on.
Yeah.
Like, even Prototype 2 is pretty close with that, actually. Because there's a lot going on in that.
It seems like a lot of my complaints with Prototype have been fixed, though. I mean, I just wanted to run around and destroy things and have a good time with that, and the first game didn't really cater to that. But listening to you two talk about it, even though it's not very good, it sounds like it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it that. It was fun, but I just couldn't let myself play it anymore. It was just too fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Look, it was so dumb, I forgot what game I was playing, so when I tweeted about it, I couldn't remember the game's title.
I forgot about that.
Then Mick's like, yeah.
Mike,
so he's like, yeah, way to go. Now everyone's going to ask you what game you're playing. I'm like, no, I just fucking forgot what I was playing.
Yeah. I'll get it for next to nothing at some point and not like it then.
All right, Kyle, so why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us if they so choose?
Okay. There is the Tweetar. You can follow the podcast at Critical Strike, Josh at Nastro, Bill at Billy Bill Black, and myself at KR Dumond. You can leave us a voicemail at 909-C-Strike or 909-278-7453, or shoot us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com.
God, you're good at that. And my part involves hitting up Platform Nation, and there are plenty of good podcasts to listen to there. Even though David's not quite part of it, him and Chia have a podcast that I enjoy listening to, even though it's not very frequent. FYI is always a fun listen, even though they don't like PC games very much. The Rumble Pack I hit up this last week. That was pretty good, too. And I think the Fanboys have one from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's tough.
And don't forget our good friends, Double KO.
Double KO. I have a queue of those I need to get to.
It's nice that they're doing it again, though.
Yeah, they have a certain banter it's pretty solid to listen to.
I need more James and Daniel in my life.
Jimmy Dan.
You do need more
Jimmy
men in your
Dan.
life.
They should have just named it Jimmy Dan Play Games. That would work.
Jump Shoe Man.
All right, so leave us an iTunes review. We'd really appreciate it. And we will see you guys in maybe 2 weeks. I don't remember the schedule that was laid out, so...
I just can't do Memorial Day weekend. That week
I
off
also
and
cannot
week
do
after.
Memorial Weekend.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
remember, I'm gone the week after, so...
Yeah,
I think we were doing it the week after that. So yeah, there we go. There's a podcast. Enjoy it.
Yay!
Yay! Wow, way to go. Way to be a downer, Josh. Goodbye. Goodbye, friendly people who listen to our podcast.